Hello, my lovely soul, and welcome to Unstoppable Confidence. I am your host, Lauren Glick. I am here to bring you my energy, my motivational speaking, and me being a confidence mentor. My mission is to inspire women to own who they are, step into their higher selves fearlessly, and live a life with unstoppable joy. On this show, we are going to cover everything from aligning your life to your higher self, setting boundaries, self-growth, and living a purpose-driven life. Let's get you living a meaningful life you cannot wait to wake up to. Stop driving and start living with ease and abundance. Cheers to living a magical life. And I am so grateful to be on this journey with you. Now, let's head into today's episode. Hello, welcome to Unstoppable Confidence. Love having you here today. Today, we are talking to Rachel, and she is a wellness coach. I think it's very inspiring that she coaches around, moving meditation, right? And I think moving meditation, so that's just moving and getting your thoughts away and being able to ground within where you are. I think that's exactly what you need to really grow your confidence, because we have all the ideas and the thoughts. But when you get out of your head and just start getting into your body and feeling what you know, that is the number one way to really ground your energy and transmute it, your nervous energy, into confidence and having that one step of courage. So really, you need to tune in on this. If you're in the LA area, she does have live events and I will be a part of them. So would love for you to tune in on the other side of this episode. We will see you there. So, hello, my lovely soul. Today we have Rachel McClusky, and I absolutely love her passion and her drive for entrepreneurship and helping you as well, getting all of, and that's the thing is, Rachel, first of all, I would love for you to introduce yourself because it's interesting. We have the same background in movement meditation, but I would love for you to introduce yourself within, just go.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And yeah, my name's Rachel McClusky. I'm an LA-based fitness instructor. I've been teaching for almost 9 years. My passion is really within group fitness. And I created the recharge method, 3 years ago now. And it starts with a moving meditation, moves into dance, cardio, sculpt, and we end every class with a dance party. And I also have a second side to my business, which is events and retreats for women all over the country for people who don't just want to take fitness classes. So there's a lot out there, but yeah, I've been in fitness for a while.
And I love it that first you start moving meditation, right? Because I am such a busybody, and I know it's me putting limitations on myself, Rachel, but sitting and meditating is so challenging for me. Moving meditation is completely ideal. And I think it's really important because I started moving meditation within my yoga practice. I didn't even know what moving meditation meant. I was doing it before I actually understood what I was doing. So can you kind of describe what moving meditation is and how you teach it to your students or your clients or students, clients? I don't know what to call it.
Either all my friends, whatever. Yeah. So the way that I format this moving meditation, it's about 6 minutes. And I had loved meditation. I had found also that movement was really meditative for me. And I found, just like you, that sitting still could be really challenging, but I also fell in love with fitness for the release element of it. And so I wanted to create this portion in the beginning, which initially was just a meditation turned into a class, where there's so much energy and stress and overwhelm and feelings that get stuck inside of our body. And so within the moving meditation, it's a few minutes of stillness and quiet to kind of check in with yourself. And then it's a release. So we jump around, we shake, we yell, we do all of these things to really just get the stagnant energy out. And then we celebrate and move our bodies. But I do think it's important to kind of shake out that energy before you get started to, one, be able to connect with yourself a little bit more. But these things are just stuck. They're sitting in our bodies and they need a place to go. And it's a really wild way to start. It can be uncomfortable and it makes people get a little bit vulnerable, but it's been such an incredible practice. And then I feel like you are just so free to be able to move your body with so much enjoyment throughout the class.
I love that, Rachel. And I was like so in tune and listening to you, and then I forgot my question. And I absolutely love it. Gosh, what was my question? It was so on par to what you were talking about with moving meditation. Do you, but I'm going to go to the second question just in case, because listeners here today, do you host your classes on Zoom or are they all in person in LA?
I do both. So prior to 2020, I was teaching at studios, and then I started teaching the recharge method. The timing was so wild. I created it in August of 2019, started teaching it in January of 2020.
Yeah.
The world shut down, studios shut down. I was like, I can never teach fitness virtually. Like, the moving meditation part has to be in person. We have to scream together. We have to do these things. And it really was this perfect method to do in March of 2020, because we were all so unsure and fearful and stuck in our homes, and it was a great way to release. So I started teaching virtually in March of 2020, and now I just teach at one studio, but mostly virtual, and I get to connect with women all over the world, and it's been so special. So my never will I ever teach virtual fitness is out the window, and I absolutely love teaching virtually.
I love it. And that goes back. So that's good for listeners to know, because I think moving meditation is something that we all should really understand, because it brought me back to my question. Because you were talking about having stagnant energy. And I think that the moving meditation is so important to get that energy and move it in the correct direction. And I was talking to somebody before, because I teach confidence, right? And I feel like as when we are going into a situation that we don't know, we have very frantic energy. And when we're like, our palms are sweaty, our heart rate increases. And when we're able to take that energy and transmute it into a grounding energy, I think it's really important to understand that us as humans, all we are is energy. And when you're able to be aware of that and take control of where you're at, I think it's so powerful. So I loved Rachel, sorry, that I was just talking to Kelly, is that when you're able to change that energy or transmute it into a different form, just like in meditation, because I feel like that's kind of what meditation is taking that energy and transmuting it into something else.
Really, when I started doing it, it was the whole purpose on my end is to just be able to release anything that's not serving you and then tap into something a little bit deeper. And it's been incredible to watch tears happen often. I cry sometimes. A lot of people cry, especially in person, just because it's so vulnerable with a group of people. But this energy just gets stuck in our body and it needs a place to go. And that whole method was why I really fell in love with fitness. And I come from a dance background and a music background, and to be able to move, my whole class is to the beat of the music, and the dance cardio is so fun. And I just feel like when you're with the beat, you're able to move in a different way and to just tap into something a little bit deeper. And the moving meditation really just starts that process.
I love it. And you go into the dance cardio and then just like an all out dance party. And I love that. And for my listeners, they
start all day.
Yeah, right. And for my listeners that have been with me for a number of years, I used to do a 11:40 in the middle of COVID. I used to do 11:45, get up and move. So it was like 5 minutes, arm weight music. It was like dance cardio. And it was basically just like get up, move your energy, have fun. And that's why I love that you end it on such a fun note of just like an all out dance party.
At the end of the class, I put on a song that everybody knows and I turn my mic off and we all just dance. And there's no choreo, there's nothing. This is just an opportunity for you to move. And I'm a big believer that you can shake out like the meditation in the beginning at any part throughout the day. And you can throw a dance party at any point throughout the day. So those are the two components that I think really make the class very special and are the parts that I really lean into throughout my day when I need something extra. If I feel stuck or I'm holding on to something that I need to let go of, I'll do a quick shakeout in the meditation. And then I can also step into a dance party if I want to celebrate something, or I just want to like boost my mood really quick, turn on a song that you love and just dance around. It doesn't have to look anyway. Like it's just meant to be really fun. And it's my favorite part of class every time.
I love it. And that's the thing is like letting go of expectations of what you're going to get in class or what you're going to go through in your moving meditation. And you're actually taking that energy in your meditation and then you're just moving it throughout the class. And that's why I was like, that's so interesting. It completely makes sense, but I haven't heard of any other fitness instructors doing a workout quite like you do.
Came together really organically, and I'm so grateful for that. But I had been doing the moving meditation at retreats for a year and a half, 2 years. And I kept finding that at the end of it, people were so raw and vulnerable. And it was hard to hold space for 15 women at one time. And so I wanted to create a way to raise your vibration after kind of breaking open. And that was how the class came about. And I just also believe in dance parties. So that was added to it. But
I do too.
Yeah, I think it really creates a space to move differently, but it can be, I always say focus on what it feels like rather than how it looks, because it can be vulnerable, intimidating to break open in that way in the meditation. And then we just raise the vibe right up because it can be emotional. It can be intense. But sometimes it's just like a little shake in the morning, it could be as deep as you want it to be, or it can just be a shake,
I love it. So for the listeners today that haven't started in this thing called moving meditation, what would be a way that they're like, okay, I'm not 100% ready on investing in moving meditation with Rachel. Is there a way that they could get started with this before investing in a program?
Note, the first class is always free on my website. If you want to try it, it's free. So I like to throw that out there because I know it can be scary to try something new. And it may not be for everyone. It might just be something that you try once, but I do think people really enjoy it in a group setting and it's a little more approachable that way. But I do think in regards to the moving meditation element, shake your wrists out, shake your wrists, drop your shoulders several times and just kind of see what comes up. Do deep breathing with that. Close your eyes and see what you can let out of your body. And that's a great place to start. You can do it for 2 minutes.
I love that. And for meditation wise, because it's very challenging for somebody like me with a lot of energy, like ADHD brain. And I know some of my listeners are the same. How would you recommend like a sitting meditation? Is that something that you would be like, okay, if you have that much energy, ADHD brain, like just go to the moving meditation? What would you say for people like that?
Benefits, right? And I love seated meditations as well as the moving. I think they both serve different purposes. So I think try both, but if you want to try a seated meditation and that feels really intimidating, use anything that's guided. And it's YouTube. I mean, there's so many meditations out there. They're all over Instagram and start with 2 minutes. Try 2 minutes. And you might not even feel like you really drop into a meditative state. But it's 2 minutes where you're connected to your breath, where you're slowed down. And I just believe that it's a practice. And I just upped my meditation time by a few minutes, and it's hard. Like, and I teach it, and so you would think, oh, she meditates every day and it's no problem. But going from 10 to 12 minutes, or before going from 5 to 7, it can feel like a challenge to sit for that long. Create a space that you love, light a candle, sit on your comfiest cushion. You can lay down. A lot of people say you should sit. I think you can lay. I like to meditate in my bed sometimes. There's no rules to it. Or go for a walk. There's so many different ways to get into a meditative space. Oh, I can't speak now, but I do think that there's a real just starting small with meditations seated. Meditations, I think those really help me, or little mantras or something like that too.
And with mantras, when you are meditating, would that be something that you're repeating in your head, or how would that kind of work out for mantras within meditating?
Do affirmations that I'll say to myself: I am worthy, I am enough, I am powerful, and just saying those over and over in your head. You can even say them out loud. And just repeating those and repeating what you need to hear. I think putting your hands on your body to be able to connect a little bit deeper with your body is also really powerful. But again, starting small and working your way up slowly, and putting no expectation. One day a meditation is going to feel really good, and one day it's just not. And that's okay.
I love that. And knowing that starting small, because especially with people like me, I'm like so gung ho, like, let's go meditate. And it's like 1 to 2 minutes, like start there. And I think that's such a powerful statement of like all the go-getters that are like, I need to do this thing. And it's like, no, that's it. Like, let's take that back a little bit and start slow. And along with your kind of shifting transition to your retreats, where do you hold your retreats? What are your retreats about? When's your next retreat coming up? Would love to hear all of those things.
Gosh, I started the Recharge Wellness is the company about a little over 4 years ago. And I started it just with the intention of getting some women together to have like an elevated girls' night. And like, can we just maybe meditate and talk about crystals rather than boys and pizza? Like, can we do something a little bit different? And I put something out there back when Facebook was the place to put something out there. And I had like 35 people respond saying that they wanted to come. And I was like, okay, I can't do this in my apartment anymore. I need to find a space. Maybe I could get some snacks. And then after the first one, people wanted more. And then I was like, what if I try a weekend? And they just built from there. So each event and each retreat has a different theme. We go all over the country to host them. And our next one is in Ojai in April. And the next day event is end of February. So we do one event or retreat every month in different cities. And they're just so special. Honestly, there's fitness, there's meditation, there's workshops, there's just a lot of connection. And they're not usually based around fitness. So it was really like, there's the fitness side of my business, and then there's the wellness element for people who either don't want to work out or want to do more than just work out. And I wanted to be able to appeal to those people as well, and to be able to give them a space. I was teaching in studios for years, and I was watching friendships being built and all of these people connecting. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do that in a space where you don't have to come to a studio to do that. And so really it's just creating connection and community, but it's a really, really special community, and these retreats and events are just really awesome.
I love that. And first of all, I totally agree with you that fitness is all about the community, and it's all about the accountability of everyone and just being around like-minded people, because you are what you surround yourself with. And your retreat at the end of February, is it in the LA area as well?
February 25th is the first one.
And where is it? Sorry, your audio kind of cut out.
It's in Venice.
Ooh, well, I might have to, if there are any ladies in the LA area in the end of February, because I want to know a little bit more about it. In Venice, what is happening at your retreat? It's more of a wellness retreat?
Actually a part of a series. It's called the Dinner Series, and it's 3 dinners in 3 months so that it's an opportunity for women to consistently get together rather than just a one-off event. It might be harder to connect. And
Yeah.
there's incredible food, and we'll have different themes throughout each dinner. And the first one is just going to be like a game night. And we're just really, really excited to get people together in a different way than just an all day wellness event or something where it's a little bit different. This is a bit more intimate. And it's just such a cool way to watch other women connect with each other, friendships, and do that in a way that's, connecting over, well, connecting over things that are really raising your vibration.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to watch people connect in that way.
That sounds really fun. And then I'm like, oh, that's kind of intimidating as well. Like a dinner party with people I don't know. Are there women in your group that have like in this specific event that have like know each other that are already involved with your community, or is it a brand new group of women?
Few people who come to every single event, which I'm so grateful for.
Yeah.
But really, I have to say, most people come to events alone. And that was my intention always, is to keep it small enough so that you can come alone and know that you are going to have someone to talk to. I've never seen anyone just like sitting in the corner on their phone at an event because someone will speak to you. It's an incredible community of women who come together, and the goal is to make it smaller. All of the events are usually under 50 people, depending on which event it is, because if I've been to events that there are 500 people and I'm too scared to talk to anyone because there's too many people. The goal is for it not to be intimidating, and each event feels really welcoming just because of the women that attend.
I love that, especially knowing because most entrepreneurs are like, how do I grow this event even bigger? So I love that you keep them small because I think that's important for especially people like me that are like, holy moly, that could be a little bit challenging. Even though I teach confidence, I have a little bit of, that's probably why I do teach confidence, because the social anxiety of like going into a new group of people, which is why I always teach confidence, which is why I always put myself in situations that I'm not comfortable in, is so that I could grow that muscle of you're gonna be okay. So I love that. And I'm going to probably have to ask you a couple more questions offline about how to get involved with that. So, other than that, if we move into a couple questions about what your goals are, where do you see yourself? Like, what is one of your big goals for 2022 within your business right now?
Really just building. It's funny because there's always two goals because I have two businesses, but within the retreat space, I just want to continue to go to more cities, and my fitness classes, I just want the virtual space to continue to grow. It is a really supportive group of women that take these classes, and it's not that men cannot join, by the way. I just don't get any. They just don't come, and that's okay. I really market it towards women anyways, but yeah, it's just to be able to reach as many people as possible. I do feel like the method that I teach is often talk about changing your body, but it will change. And it's like we're just coming together to move, and it is so fun and it flies by. And I just want everyone to be able to experience it.
Oh, I love that. And also, you did touch on it's not about changing your body, it's more about the movement and being in tune with yourself, because that will change your body, but that's not the key focus. So I absolutely love that, Rachel. I think it's really important, especially in the fitness world. I was just talking to Kelly about this, is I don't know if outside of the United States is like this as well, but there's so many fad diets in the United States and just a very unhealthy relationship to food and to movement. And I have completely shifted my focus into just being good to your body and moving because you enjoy it and it's healthy for you, and enjoying healthy foods, and knowing that if you want to eat sugar like one evening, or eat a cheeseburger, which I actually do every Friday, and knowing that it's not going to kill you, and it's totally okay. So I love your very grounded, wellness oriented movement Because I think it's so important for the fitness industry to have more of a wellness rather than like fitness, go kill your body and get shredded. Yeah.
Who will tell you how to do that on the internet.
Yep.
I'm just not one of them. And
No.
I don't believe, like, I really believe that if you fall in love with a form of movement, that's what will keep you consistent. People love quick fixes and ultimately they just never work. And I had an eating disorder for many years when I was younger. And that was part of why I was so passionate about teaching fitness in a way that wasn't about how to get abs or how to do this. It was just to enjoy the body and then eat to fuel you. And that was really what made me the most comfortable and confident in my body, was really just consistent movement and eating in a way that felt good. And try to make sure that the results will come regardless. If you're moving your body, you're eating well, it's going to happen. But like, eat a cheeseburger. And like, we have pizza parties in our house all the time, which a pizza party is really just eating pizza, but we make it very fun and call it a pizza party every time. And
I love it.
Why not? You know, life's too short.
100% life. I do completely agree that life is too short for sure. And if we wrap this up in one more question. So within your fitness and wellness, like if somebody is struggling with starting that new routine or getting into more healthy habits, because I know January, everyone has their resolutions, and usually by the end of January, it's kind of faded away. So how would you help somebody be more consistent with their healthy habits?
I just said, I think you have to find something that you love. So try, maybe it's a group class, maybe it's walking every day, maybe it's working out with a trainer, maybe it's stretching, whatever it may be. And that's fitness wise, and could be the same for meditation or just getting still with yourself or journaling, whatever the practice is. But find something that you love, that you look forward to, that brings you joy, and then do that and stay consistent with it. And just, maybe it's twice a week. It doesn't have to be every day, but finding something that you can be consistent with. If you're not looking forward to it and you're dreading a workout or meditation or whatever it is, you're not going to be consistent. So find something that really brings you joy and stick to it.
I love it, Rachel. And for the listeners today, what is the platform you hang out on the most? How can people find you? And all the great things.
On Instagram, probably the most. I try to limit my time, but it's hard. But I'm Rachel Recharged on Instagram. And then you can find my classes, my retreats. We do virtual retreats as well if you're not in the LA area. And that's rechargewellnessco.com.
I love it, Rachel. So thank you so much for being here today. If you are in the LA area and you want to check out Rachel's retreats, which I definitely am going to, you could go find her on Instagram and DM her. So on that, I just wanted to say thank you again, Rachel, for being here today. I absolutely love the messages that you're handing out, because I feel as though that moving and meditating and just being healthy to yourself and having a good relationship with yourself is so important, especially with the relationship and growing that foundation into confidence. So I want to say thank you again, Rachel. And for listeners,
awesome talking to you.
Likewise. And for the listeners, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode. I hope you are so excited about where you're going, because I know I'm excited for you. Thank you so much for listening in today. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you shared it with a girlfriend or posted it on social media. Tag me so I could personally say thank you. I am so grateful. And until next time,